A good performance by your side, but going out of the FA Cup, always disappointed.
Always disappointing, and particularly disappointing as we played very competently, and I'm disappointed with especially the first goal we conceded, and all goals will be thought of as disappointing, but that was particularly disappointing. And considering we'd defended so well, we had been so well disciplined, and we were starting to build our play, and just prior to the first goal we'd had 5-10 minutes of increasing our pressure on their goal, and had nothing for it. I felt that we were in the game and we had a very good chance of winning it, so I'm particularly disappointed today, and I leave today unhappy with the result, because we could have done so much better. And the players, I said to them, individually they were hungry today, they were tough, they defended 1v1 very well, they were comfortable with the ball, they trusted each other to pass it, they didn't look inferior to the opposition whatsoever. We just needed to pack a punch around that last third when we had our moment, and we didn't quite make that happen. But we did enough certainly to get a result, and a replay, and we conceded a rather feeble goal, and if we're going to be a good side, that can't happen too often. So I leave today unhappy with the result, unhappy with the way it transpired, happy with the players individually and their discipline to their task, but we've got to turn it into a win.
Just looking at that first 73 minutes before Peterborough actually scored, you more than matched them in every department, didn't you?
We did. I mean, it's been a character of our away performances this season that we've looked to be conservative and then build our game. You can see from the substitutions we made. That wasn't. Maybe the last one was because we were losing around 1-0, but you could see the half-time substitution, put two strikers on and playing with Liam advanced. We were building our game, and the players had listened and applied themselves to what was needed. But it was just a very poor first goal, and even it started with us having the ball in their half in very good possession and losing it. We didn't lose it; we probably gave it away, which is not very often I say that. And within 30 seconds, they're taking a throw in and having a very easy entry into our penalty box. So yeah, really frustrating, but we've put a lot of work into this week, and it's been the next game is always the most important. You've heard me say that many times, but we have put a lot of work into this week, and I've really been playing it up. And did we respond to that? I think we did, but we didn't make it count with at least a draw, and I just feel frustrated.
Just leaving this interview on a positive note. Yeah, Peterborough United, third in League One, look like they'll finish in the top 6-7 places. Could be playing Championship football next season. It's a good yardstick for your side, really. That you matched up against a side like Peterborough United.
We did. It's a bitter pill to swallow. I take your point. I know what you're saying, but for the work we've put in this week, for the travelling support today, which was excellent again. There's a lot of Exeter people put a lot of effort and time and money into today's game, and I thought we could win it. I think we're a good side, and I think on our day we can beat most teams in League 2 and League 1. And we looked on that pitch, we looked comfortable. We looked comfortable physically, tactically, and definitely technically. They just had possibly, like I said, that punch in the final third that we didn't quite have today. And when we threw caution to the wind at the end, of course, and things could fall for you, and we're beginning to get better at those type of things. But they had that extra yard, that extra bit of power at the top, and maybe that's the difference between the top of League One into the Championship and where we are at the moment. But I like what the players do. I like how they apply themselves, and we're a good team. There's a good squad of players who try very hard for each other. So we certainly looked comfortable on this pitch today, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I am still disappointed.
On the plus side, though, I mean, Matt Grimes has played well again. Players have shown there that they're more than capable of playing at a League One level.
Yeah, I would say there were 3 or 4 players on the pitch today who looked like a Championship player, and Scott Bennett was definitely one of them, without any shadow of a doubt. Scott Bennett looks a cut above, and then the likes of likes of Matt Grimes, who's making his way, so he played half a dozen games, but he didn't look out of place on that pitch today. When it was loose and rough, he had to match it. When we passed it, he did it. He did very, very well. And great to get Matt Gill into.
He was outstanding today.
He was. I mean, he'll be a big plus. He'll be a big plus for us. I took him off with 2-0 because I thought this is his first game. I didn't want to risk him.
Yeah.
With Tommy Docherty having got his 5th yellow, Tommy won't be available for next one. There was no point risking him in that last 10-15 minutes. And with Pat, obviously, he's been injured for the past 2 weeks. I didn't want to risk him either for that last 10 minutes. So they were substitution that was probably just sensible in terms of what's coming next week.
Yeah. I hate to sort of ask the question, but looking ahead to sort of January time, does the lack of a cup run influence your playing budget? And
yes,
it does.
Yeah. Because every penny that comes in, ultimately.
I mean, in terms of players, will you have to relinquish a player and let one go? Or?
Well, the bottom line will be we'll either have extra cash to spend or we'll have a deficit and we have to make it up. So yeah, it's impossible to predict. I mean, even down to a week by week because of crowds, because of it's a very sort of fluid situation. Our cash flow, but as we approach, we haven't got many home games in December. It's going to be a very tough month, and we've got to pay the wages, of course. But like all these things, we have to get an even balance at the end. So I can't see there being latitude for a surplus to spend, and we have to do our very, very best with the crowds we have to make sure we can keep all our players, fit and signed for Exeter City.
Yeah. Okay.